told you the other day how it's going to be rather difficult for Meghan Markle, the former cable TV actress, to return here to the United Kingdom for the coronation of King Charles III. I mean, it's an historical event, it's a historical day, and it would be one that somebody like her, particularly a former cable TV actress, would want to appear in on the world stage. Whichever way you look at it, she was very much at home returning back here for the Platinum Jubilee. Many people thought she didn't look particularly good, and of course, a lot of people didn't want to see her. There were audible boos, weren't they, when they arrived at St. Paul's Cathedral? That's going to be a problem if they decide to return once again for the coronation. And that's really, on a more serious note, the bigger problem that Prince William and other senior royals, including Princess Anne, don't want a replication of, as one can imagine. But now, as ever, within the senior royal family, there's always another problem. And this could be a very good reason as to why Meghan truly would stay away, and a very good excuse she would have too in doing so. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. Nice to see you. Hope you're all well. By the way, as ever, I've just noticed this and I wanted to share this with you because it's one of my passions. Apparently, people who are struggling in the cost of living crisis are now all debunking and getting caravans and motorhomes. Love a motorhome, don't you? I know you might be shocked by that. It's a bit of a dream of mine, actually, to have a motorhome because I think it's just the beauty, it's the freedom, isn't it? Putting all your things in one thing and just being able to park up wherever you fancy. You've got all your bits and pieces and stuff like that. And people say, oh, yes, but you'd miss all the home comforts. Well, you'd have them all, wouldn't you? Your books, your records, whatever. You just have to slim down, lay in a little bit of technology, watch things on YouTube. We could do it, couldn't we? We could have a holiday in a motorhome. Have you seen the price of them? Eye-watering. I kind of thought there'd be a few grand. Couldn't believe it. £1 million motorhomes. How did it get to that? Would you want one, though? And would you ever want to go and live in a caravan? I had a caravan for a while. Loved it. By the seaside. King of Castles. Do you know what I'm saying? Loved it. Near Bridlington, if anybody wants to know. Beautiful place on the east coast of Yorkshire. Back as ever to your royal story of the day. What it was nice about this story, as I said, is we told you a couple of days ago now how one person who was very senior within the British monarchy, their sort of allegiance to our late and beautiful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, Angela Kelly, has seemingly disappeared. And we told you also very bluntly that, there are senior members of the British monarchy that didn't necessarily like her closeness to the Queen. And, that created quite a few problems. Now, though, as we also pointed out, Miss Kelly could be inking a pen to paper, as it were, because she would have an incredible story to tell. And she did have a 3-book deal with a publisher. Dressing the Queen was a big international bestseller. Fascinating stuff. If you've not read it, really enjoyed it. But what's interesting, I also think, here about this particular story is a lot of people, particularly the public, would like to see Miss Kelly invited to the coronation of King Charles III. Now, this wouldn't go down well, would it? Because obviously, if she comes eye to eye with Meghan Markle, who she famously clashed with and reported back to the Queen about allegedly Miss Markle's debacle of behaviour and her inability to understand the royal court, then again, I don't think these two particular ladies would wish to see each other once again. But according to a very good source, this could be, yes, that's right, a way of making sure that Meghan keeps away. And they feel it's the worst of, shall we say, two formidable ladies. So if they invite Angela Kelly, perhaps that's more palatable. And of course, if they invite Miss Kelly, then perhaps Miss Markle may stay away. It's the battle of the divas, you see. But the bottom line is, and this is a serious note, it's a slimmed down affair, 2,000 seats. But there will be after parties and stuff like that. So they could be invited to a more informal engagement, not necessarily in Westminster Abbey. But the bottom line is, as I said to you before, and people are a little bit unsure about this, if there's one person that Meghan truly is very, very nervous of, definitely it's Angela Kelly. She never crossed swords with anybody such formidably, and more importantly, who held such power. She had no idea what a force Angela was. And that really, if you want to know about Tiaragate, was the tipping element of that. Thanks to Angela, everybody truly knew how difficult the time was for our late and beautiful monarch. Just at the period, of course, when she was going through some rather tough health issues with her husband, Prince Philip. So again, it's a strange story, this, isn't it, when you think, who will he invite to counteract who? As ever, this is a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more.